I am just opening up a can of the Jump Ship Goosewing. I was going to call it Yardarm for a minute there. That's what I'm used to with the Jump Ship beers. But yes, I've got the Goosewing IPA, and I'm going to be talking to Sonja and Pete, who brewed the beer that's in your monthly box this month. So I'll try and get them on here now. I'm going to try and do two at the same time. So see how that works, and try and get both Sonja and Pete on at the same time. So how do I do this? Let's have a look. I guess, do one of you want to start off? Well, I guess Sonja, do you want to just tell us a little bit about Jump Ship and about like the development of the brand? And because we spoke, must be like a year and a half ago, I think, when you first were launching, and a lot has changed since then. So yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
So yeah, we launched sort of just before the pandemic, really. We launched with Yardarm, our lager, and that's been a great success. Officially the best alcohol-free lager in the world, having picked up the Star winner at the World Beer Awards last month.
Amazing.
So that's very satisfying. Like, we were up against contestants from 50 countries and some big global brands, and athletic and people like that as well. So that's amazing. Incredible.
Congratulations.
Yes, so for up until May this year, it was really me doing everything, working with team at the brewery to get the beers out, and sort of spending a lot of time just obsessing about the beer, and really not growing my business like the advisors would tell me. Pete joined us in beginning of June. So I have a very deep and narrow knowledge of alcohol-free brewing, and Pete has an enormous breadth of brewing experience. So it's brilliant to have him on board. And I think his first day, he hadn't even officially joined, was the brew day for Goosewing. So I'd done the recipe before Pete joined, but then kind of handed it to go and make it work on a commercial scale. So so we've now got 3 beers. We've got our Flying Colours Pale Ale as well, and Pete's been working on something else.
So this is your first one then, Pete. Had you tried the Yardarm before then, and then you were sold on that?
Yeah, I had tasted the Yardarm and Flying Colours as well, so I knew how well Sonja had done already, so it was just a case of I'll get in early and take all the credit and stuff. So, you know.
And what's your background then, Pete?
My background is more traditional brewing, so I've spent the last 12 years or so in breweries, but never done non-alcoholic brewing. So my last one was in Edinburgh, the Caledonian, so an old Victorian sort of. But I have worked in small microbreweries before. So
nice. So day one was make us an IPA, AFBC IPA.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of weeks before I started, and we were just straight into the brew house and just get involved. So didn't want to miss out.
Yeah, and I have to say that was the first brew that actually didn't work out quite as we planned to. So that's also getting an insight into life in alcohol-free brewing, because there's just so many different variables when you're dealing with live brewing processes and only aiming for the minuscule ABV. So with the first batch that we brewed, it tasted amazing, but when we added through the dry hopping, we had a bit of hop creep and the ABV crept over. So but we used that batch to get some good feedback and refine the process and tighten the controls, and second time round was perfect.
Amazing. So that's great. So are you still brewing the other ones as well at the moment? Is that that's carrying on as well, is it? Or are you focusing on this and then, well, whatever the new one is as well? Which
Yeah, we see Goosewing as joining our other beers as a core range.
Okay.
The next one coming out, well, we'll see what people think of it. We've done a little of a sneak tease on Instagram, so I can hear people shouting stout in the comments, and they won't be disappointed.
Nice.
But it's interesting because there's quite a few stouts coming out. So and we've got Guinness now, so which is great because that really raises the profile of alcohol-free stouts. What we're producing won't be anything like a Guinness, so it will be more choice and more variety for people who are excited about dark beers.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, I think it's important to have a dark beer, I think, in your range. So what you've got the lager, you've got the IPA. What was the other one as well, you said?
We've got the Flying Colours Pale Ale.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then a stout as well. So kind of ticking all the boxes.
Yeah.
So with this beer, with the Goosewing, what hops are in here? Like, what are we drinking?
So we used Galaxy and Azaka both as late hopping and dry hopping. So it's got a bit more sort of tropical note, but I think you get some nice stone fruits off it as well. Some mango as well, so tangerines, just throwing all the nice flavors in there.
Absolutely. The feedback I've had so far has been really positive. So I think when you've got such a, I think within my followers and the subscribers, the Yard Arm is, so highly acclaimed, like you say, award-winning now as well. Then to kind of then follow on from that is, it must be quite difficult, but yeah, it seems like you nailed it there. So.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good IPAs out there as well. And I think with every beer that we bring out, we don't want it to just be another beer. We want it to have its own characteristics and its own flavours and be something that is distinctive and unique. So, I guess every beer we brew, it gets harder because, there's more beers, more choice, the quality's improving. But that's what makes it exciting as well, because it's kind of like, well, what can we add that's a bit different, that's going to give people a flavour that they're not already getting. So, I have to say it's probably the first and last time I sort of decide all the recipes without costing it out beforehand, because I think Galaxy's not the most expensive hop out there.
Well, it's worth it. It's really good.
And there's nothing like it in terms of the flavour it gives. And I tried different things, but yeah, definitely it's a wonderful hop.
Yeah, I'm just wondering in the comments, there's a comment about draft, and I know you contacted me a couple of months ago about you had some draft on somewhere in Scotland, didn't you, recently?
Yeah, so we've dabbled a bit in draft, and it's definitely something that we want to do more of. And I agree, this in a pint would just be amazing. It's just kind of managing the production schedules, and also really making sure that we can kind of nail the shelf life as well.
We're
going to do it, and we're going to do it soon. It's just at the moment we keep running out of stock of cans.
Pete's going to have to find some magical way of getting it into kegs and making it last long.
Yeah, not a difficult one at all. We're looking forward to having it on draft, definitely. Obviously, dealing with the contract brew house, it's difficult to always get everything fitted in. As Sonja says, we keep running out of cans. So now that we want to have 4 available at all time, we need to make sure we're brewing them regularly. So. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant that you've got 4 now. Well, gonna have 4 now, and I think that off the back of the Yard Arm, your kind of profile rose quite quickly amongst the alcohol-free sort of beer community. Where is it available? Can you get it all over the place now? Are you sort of seeing it in random places, or is it kind of local to you mainly, and then a bit?
Yeah, it's still very much in independent retailers and bottle shops. So pretty well distributed around Edinburgh. And then we've got a distributor in the south of England. So I know we are in a few places in London and around, but it's mainly by kind of looking on Untapped and seeing people, they're buying through the distributor, not direct from us. But, you know, and then online and through the likes of, you know, yourselves, Wise Bartender, and then the specialist alcohol-free retailers.
Well, it's great. So what's the sort of timeline on the stout then?
Not long.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
exciting.
Are you brewing next week, Pete? Week after?
I'm not brewing this next week. I'm brewing another Yardar next week, but I'm brewing the stout in 2 weeks' time. So
that's really exciting, especially as it starts to get darker and colder.
I launched with a lager in December, so I'll be quite pleased to actually launch with like the right beer for the right season. You know, the way things tend to go, if we get any hiccups, I'll probably be launching it in June. But I should be more confident. It will work out this time.
Yeah, well, it worked well last time, so yeah. That was brilliant. Yeah, it was great to have you on the beer festival, and yeah, even then people. Oh no, my stream's gone. Really exciting. And so kind of what's the next step then? We've got the stout, and then, you know, what does the future look like? What are the aspirations for Jump Ship?
Well, I mean, our aspirations to have our own brewery, so to have that ability to brew what we like when we like, in whatever quantity we want and whatever format we want.
Yeah.
So, and we know we've been lucky to have a really good relationship with the place where we brew at the moment, and they're really, you know, willing to let us come in and brew the beers how we want. Yeah, that's the dream, and to have somewhere where you can come in, taste the beers, have a look around, do tours, and all of that kind of thing. That for me is what makes a craft brewery special. So Pete and I are knee deep in spreadsheets and business plans and all sorts of stuff. So,
that's really exciting. Yeah, that's really, really exciting. And yeah, well, based off the basis of the taste of the beers and how well they've gone down, then yeah, I think it's only gonna spread, and word's gonna get out there about your beers. So yeah, it's really exciting.
It's great. Well, there's lots more styles that we'd like to take a crack at, and you know, kind of, I think up until now we've been very much about building out the core range and making sure we've got a breadth of beers that cover different styles. But I think so with the launch of the stout, we can start to think maybe a bit differently and try some other things which maybe aren't on the market yet. Or so Pete brewed something the other week which would be very delicious next week.
Probably stop it there. Yeah, you're back again. Sorry, I lost you there. So yeah, no, that's great. So new styles, and hopefully, yeah, just keep growing. And yeah, when the stout's out, we'll certainly try and get that out to people through the boxes as well. So yeah,
that would be great. And do my juice to sing any particular styles on our list. I definitely like to do something sort of lighter, fruitier.
Something with a sour edge to it would be fun.
Yeah, and I don't know if Pete might disagree with me, but I'd love to have a crack at like a more traditional Scottish ale as well.
Okay.
So something sort of like we've got, you know, the 80 shilling. But I don't question, does anyone outside of Scotland know what that 80 shilling is?
That's maybe.
Really nice kind of comforting multi beer. So you know, we might be playing around with that.
I think like the more people that turn to alcohol-free beer, you know, with, like you mentioned Guinness, and that's only going to open the door to more people, and then suddenly, you know, all these styles become, you know, you've got a chance to brew them because there's an appetite for them because so many more people are drinking it. So yeah, it's definitely an exciting time, and yeah, we look forward to seeing what you've got coming up in the pipeline.
Brilliant.
Right, yeah, I think we'll leave it there, but thank you very much. Thanks for taking your evening to come and talk to me. I really appreciate it.
That's brilliant, and thanks so much for featuring us in your box. I think you've got a brilliant selection of beers in there this month, so I hope everyone's enjoying them.
Cheers. Thanks, Sonja. Thanks, Pete. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.